Please comment and subscribe.
Everybody says that. I used to wear the animal cage key on my earring because we have a lot of animals at home.
1989, Mother Nation, and the director, Damita Jo. It's a film short. With this project, it's about, bringing positivity and that positive light and energy with a child who's troubled, a kid who's troubled.
When I was in Minneapolis, I was on my way to an exercise class, and Jimmy, he wanted me to take his blazer, but it was only a block away, so my friend and I, we told him that we'd walk. We decided to walk.
So it was fun getting in the studio and dancing together, because we hadn't done that since I was a kid.
When I was growing up, I was never around my dad that much because he was always working and I was always going to school. Only when we would go on tour, I would see my dad.
She did Buzz's costume. I remember they made this mock-up of that outfit, that catsuit that I wore. And the mock-up lasted. The original outfit, it just basically has just withered away because of the materials. Rust and the suits and the long wigs and the shaved heads, and it was very different looking and very beautifully done, at least to me. They call it bed hair, but just free-flowing and natural, and I lightened it. And I guess coming more into my own, becoming more of a woman, I suppose, showing more of a sensual side.
It wasn't even a choice of anymore, really. It was, don't call me that. And I tried. The thing is I've always called him Joseph. I tried calling him Dad because I saw my other friends with their fathers do it.
The most. I hang around my mother a lot more now than I did before. When I was younger, I was also a tomboy.
I think it was very fitting, and once again, Janet's a tune. Pleasure Principle, the year was 1986, and the director, Damita Jo. The look, the fashion, just really relaxed. I remember Guess jeans were a big thing back then, but as a teenager, one of my very good friends, a few good years older than me, that I put like a little crystal on my mole, and you could see it in the car scene. Janet wanted to do something different with it this time around, and she straightened it, making it bone straight, which I enjoyed. It was different for me, and no one else was running around with red hair at the time, so I really liked it. But
yeah, well, we had a family act. We called it the Vegas Act, and all 9 kids were in the show, and I would perform with my brother Randy doing impersonations of Sonny and Cher.
We used to dance together all the time. That was a great deal of fun. I think it was a suggestion of Mark's to shoot it in black and white. And we were down with that. We were cool with that. I mean, if it would have been shot in color, I think it would have been just as beautiful. I like a makeup artist. He's a very good friend of mine. He did my makeup for this. And he, Janet, and myself got together, and we thought it might be very interesting to pattern it after Japanese anime.
Did the Archie Bunker, yeah, all that stuff.
First time Hype and myself worked together. The inspiration came from Bus and Hype, and it being very futuristic, and I love anything that relates to the future. It was important to make it strong and bold, and for it to feel very, very futuristic, and trying to do those ideas, things, looks that would be different. And wash them, and I had no place to put this key, so I would keep it on my earring.
I've done stuff like this on the previous albums. I don't know if they're just now hearing it for the first time with these new ears, or for whatever, because I'm single now. I don't know what it is, but everybody's talking about that song, and it's the honest truth. I've always done, I call it the baby-making songs.
Shot it in LA, and there's a lot of wonderful effects in this. And I think I had Mike's giraffe and his elephant that were in the shoot. But the funny thing about it, I think it was the elephant that Elizabeth had given him. And the funny thing about it, when we wrapped this shoot, they didn't want to tell me, but the giraffe had gotten away. Especially because it was Mike's. They were trying their damnedest they got him back.
And my mother, she has never, ever mentioned, not even one to me. Now, she's mentioned to me certain parts in the show.
See, I don't think I know who that is.
With a key on it, and that key was molded from a key that I used to wear on my actual earrings as a kid growing up. because I used to take care of the animals. That was my chore. The giraffe, the peacocks, the pheasants, the mouflon sheep, the fawn, all the animals. I used to clean their cages. And
Marlon, yeah. Peter.
We met in Paris, and I saw some of his work, and I wanted to do something together.
Hercos, okay, I know.
Together again. Sevchenyak, 1997.
Yeah, it's funny because
I'm really starting to get to know my father now. For the first time, I really feel.
Seb was a photographer. He had never shot a video before.
I just finished my video for Control, which is a live performance, live video performance, and probably next year I'll start concert touring. Hopefully in the summer, that's what we want to do, and hopefully I'll be able to come over here with it, and by then, hopefully I'll have another album out, so.
Inspiration for this at a few places. Blade Runner. We actually shot, you know, the elevator scene. That was the scene from Blade Runner. Same place. We shot this downtown LA. It was a lot of work, a lot of long hours.
Gosh, you know, she never talks to me about stuff like that.
There were times when we were shooting 21 hours just in one night. Wardrobe-wise, the styling for this, it was inspired by a movie called Fahrenheit 451.
My family's very different. We grew up as Jehovah's Witnesses. We had nothing that truly brought us together as a family, whether you have Christmas or birthdays. Those things bring you together. Thanksgiving, Easter dinner. We didn't grow up celebrating birthdays or celebrating Christmas because of the religion. I celebrated my first birthday and had my first party when I was 23 years old. The first time in my life, and it was so much fun. I couldn't believe I had missed out on all of this, all of these years. But
so that's how me wearing a key on my earring began.
I never went to my mother. I didn't want to burden her, is the way that I was feeling as a kid.
Once again, Janet Zatoon doing my hair. Wayne Scott Lucas was the stylist. Matthew Anderson, we worked together a couple of times. Incredible makeup artist.
Well, for myself, I guess it started with forgiveness, for one. A lot of the kids still have to go through it.
And I remember him putting these big black cocks, feathers, that's the name of the bird. But they were big cock feathers on for lashes. Because of time being so old, it just, unfortunately, it no longer exists. I hope I'm not getting too crass here, but those were cock rings. That's what they call them, they're cock rings that I had all down my costume.
The most important thing to me is that we're there when we need each other. We don't talk as often as we used to. And I miss them very much, but my mother's the magnet. Everyone calls her once a week, once every 2 weeks, and she knows how each baby is doing.
It brings through each and every one of my fingernails.
I found out recently that Michael did.